Maybe it's been a long time, but I have never felt so stressed out in my life. Hello, my loves. Hello, beautiful people. It has been a minute. Well, maybe not to you because I've been posting things, but they've been more shorts. It's been a minute to me to actually get in front of a camera and film because I have been so stressed out. So I thought I would get on here and talk about stress and stress management. And clearly, I guess I'm not doing that great in certain areas because I'm still feeling stressed, but I am navigating through it. So I decided I want to talk about it. So to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, I think I kind of got a system down packed, but I'm still in the early days, but I still wanted to share it because maybe it'll make me feel like it's even more successful. But we're just going to go through a couple of things. Right now, I have a lot of stress because I am trying to juggle school, still working part-time, being a mom, being a wife, doing content creation, and still trying to have somewhat of a social life. So in doing those things, I really have to be mindful of my stress level and when it's getting up there, and when I just have to make sure that I'm doing everything to hit on every single one of those aspects of my life. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I have not gotten to the point where I can hit every single one of those aspects of my life. So if that's what you're looking for, the magic pill to be able to do everything, this is probably not going to be the video for you. So yeah. So first of all, let's just start off with the main definition of stress. Stress is where you have emotional, physical, or psychological strains towards something. This is where you are required to direct your attention towards a specific thing to ensure that you get it done. So if you have various things that you have to direct your attention on, you are likely to become stressed, especially when you are within time constraints and expectations that you're normally not used to. When you have all those things going on like that, you need to have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, it's likely that something is going to go wrong. You are going to crash and burn. So let's talk about it. First things first is try to rearrange your schedule if it is possible. Like I'm having where now I'm in graduate school, so I have to have research for everything. So for me, when it comes to my schedule, I've had to kind of shift around to figure out what works for me because it is very hard for me to read while I have a child that wants my attention. So I've kind of rearranged a little bit because I know that this type of activity takes me longer. Let me put it at the end of my day when I know my baby is sleeping, or maybe let me put it earlier in the morning when I know everyone's asleep and it's peaceful and quiet and I can actually focus on the article. Therefore, I am able to get way more done without being interrupted, and it won't take me as long throughout the day and still not being as productive, if you know what I mean. And what are your productive period time frames? You need to use that productive period time frame for the most taxing thing that you probably hate doing the most, but you know that you're more likely to do it within this time because you are in a better mood, if that makes sense. Now, the next thing I started doing kind of goes hand in hand, but I started to create my own system and combine things. So like having a social life while still being a mom and a wife. Sometimes when I'm cooking in the kitchen, I'm talking to my friends at the same time, or while I'm out going to the grocery store or things like that. I'm combining two things that I need to do together at the same time. But it definitely helps me feel productive on the days when I have a lot of things to do and I need to combine things together to make sure that I get everything done. And then another tip for stress management that I think is so hard to do but very important, make sure that you take stress relief breaks. I talked about how you have to take breaks because when you don't take breaks and you're doing these long stints of things that you have to do, you are going to crash. You're not feeling any sort of reward after you're doing all of this work. Your brain needs time to recuperate so that it can go on for another good session that you need to complete things. Now, along with having your stress reliever breaks, I want you guys to also block off and have times for certain things. Now, I know this is a little bit hard when you have kids like I do. However, if you can have it where, like I said in the beginning, I do early in the morning to read my articles because that is a time where it is peace and quiet. I am not tired because I literally just woke up, so my eyeballs are completely rested, and I block off the time just to read articles. And that can be 2 hours that I know I'm gonna have uninterrupted, and that is specifically for that portion. Something's gonna have to give, and sometimes it unfortunately is your sleep. So I would say blocking off time for specific things. And then once you have completed your task within that time frame, let's say the 2 hours are up, move on. Don't try to go overtime or try to come back to it later if it is not your scheduled time, unless it is a sense of you have to do it, it is urgent, you don't have a choice. Because our point is, you are not trying to be in stress. We are not trying to be in overload here. We are trying to get things done productively, as easy as possible, without freaking the freak out. And then honestly, another tip that I would have, if you have the ability to do so, ask for help. You are not any less if you have to ask someone to wash the dishes while you're doing something. If it is available, just ask for help. We are not supposed to do it all. And I have gone through a whole rant about this on my Superwoman video, which I will link up there. But just ask for help. Seriously, it could take you such a long way. And then the last tip, if none of these work, maybe you should just consider titrating some of the things that you have going on. So that sucks, because at the end of the day, you had an ideal plan of all the things that you were going to do. And it's very frustrating when you have to take a step back on something. But like I said at the beginning of the video, something is going to give. Whether that be your sleep, your social life, something has to give. If you're at the point where none of these things have worked, or you can't figure out a productive way to be able to allocate your time appropriately, just think about maybe taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, taking one thing away that was such a big stressor for you. Whew. So I hope those help connect some dots, because y'all, it has been so tough. Like, I've said it in my short, and I'll say it again. I don't care how many hours Beyonce has in a day. I don't think I have those same hours, because either those same hours or that money, because I know I don't have that money. But it is so much to do when you have so much on your plate, right? And it's insane. But at the end of the day, I want to give anyone the encouragement, if you are feeling stressed right now, it is normal. And you are doing everything that you are supposed to do, and you are a shining star, honestly. But you guys already know to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.